Hello, hello, hello. All right, so happy Thursday, and it's May 12th, which means today is the 12th day of the May Challenge for Mental Wellness because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, have you ever had days where you're just running from meeting to meeting and you're trying to rush and you just say, I just don't think I can stop and take a breath. I don't even have time to breathe. Well, we all have those days. So I still have my keys in my pocket. I was running in the door. Maybe I'm 5 minutes behind. That's okay. But as I've said during this whole challenge, no excuses. There are no excuses. We can always find the time to stop and breathe and flow into mental wellness. And so I thought that's our theme today. This is what I'm going to talk about is how do you pause and find that time when you're rushing from meeting to meeting and you come, running in the door. I kicked off my high heels, sat down and thought, okay, we're going to flow. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. Even still dressed in your work clothes, you can still find the time to pause and breathe and flow. So let's do a little chair flow today. So, as I've been sharing this whole challenge, is that we have to always be in tune with our 3 points of stability. We have our shoulder girdle, we have our abdominal center, and then we have our inner thighs. So, I did kick my heels off to come sit down here. So, kick your heels off if you're at your desk, or just find a seat. You can even get on your mat if you are all prepared to flow on your mat. Go for it. You can still do the same thing we're about to do. So I am here with my heels squeezing, and I've got to turn that off, and I have got to sit down. My phone is blowing up as well. So see, we always have these distractions that pop up. So I'm squeezing my heels. I am feeling my inner thighs engage. I feel my sits bones, right? Your bony landmarks at the base of your pelvis. And I'm feeling my abdominals lift and I'm feeling my shoulder girdle. So whether you're in a chair with arms or you just can place your hands at the seat, you're going to give the chair a little bit of a hug and squeeze. So we're going to deep breathe for 3 to 5 breaths. So a deep inhalation, I want you to feel, I call it the zipping up. You want to feel that inhalation, sort of pulling that navel in and all the way up, maybe even out through the crown of your head. And then deep exhale, you're going to draw into your core center, lift up with your chest, and 3 more. Inhale, breathe in deeply. So we can all still find a time to even close your eyes and take in, 3 to 5 deep breaths. And I can tell you it will do wonders if you're just needing that breathing space. 2 more deep breaths. I know it's hard for me to talk and and count and do the actual work, but if you're there, I'm going to tone down my energy now. We may even add a couple of extra breaths so that you can start to center yourself and find a little bit more calm in your life. No matter where you are, you could be in your car, you can, pull over to the side if you need to, or if you're at your desk and your phone is ringing. My phone was going crazy after my last meetings. So after that last breath, we're going to take it into some now movement. I want you to take your hands behind your head, and I'm still squeezing my heels. I'm still feeling my inner thighs draw in and up. I'm feeling my abdominal center, and I'm going to side bend over to the right. This is one of my favorite things. I always say that. I love all these movements, but I do this quite often during the day. Is that you're side bending over to the right and you're going to hold here and then see if you can get just a little bit more lift and expansion in the rib cage. Now let's bring in your breath so that you can really begin to feel the flow and openness inside. And then you're going to add a little rotation. This should be a very yummy stretch. I'm feeling a stretch all the way. This is my tighter side. So remember, read your body. I have my notebook, my journal right next to me. So I usually write which side is feeling tighter. What am I feeling today? Now, guess what, guys? We're going to take your left hand and place it onto your thigh. I like to take then my right hand here, it's going to be on the chair, but if you need to on the sidearm, but if you need to put it on your seat, or if you're on your floor and you're seated on the floor, here's that push and pull that we always have in life. We have a push and pull just about in every aspect of our professional life, our personal life, and in movement. So I'm pushing, and you guys, this feels so good. Now I'm going to pause for just a second so everybody can breathe. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. Deep inhalation through the nose and a deep exhalation out through the mouth. Maybe you're facilitating a little bit more rotation. Yeah. Now we're going to the other side. Come on out of that slowly. That feels like quite tight there. Now hands go behind your head. You're going to side bend over to the left. We always want to feel balanced. So again, take note. What are you feeling in your body? Side bend and stretch. Couple of extra breaths to get that little extra lift in the ribs, in the waistline. And then you're going to take it into right hand on your left thigh. Left hand goes onto the chair, the floor, or your seat of the chair, and then you're going to rotate. Maybe you're looking slightly down to help keep your spine aligned. And deep breathe. Again, I say breathe into the back of the rib cage. And as I've been saying all month and week, is that your breath moves you. So every inhalation should expand you internally. Every exhalation should allow a little bit more movement. Here would be just the rotation and the stretch. All right, we good? Now we're going to come up and we're taking our arms out to the sides. We're going to add a little twisting. I'm going to separate my feet hip distance apart. They are flat on the floor, and we're going to twist to the right, and then we're going to do a pulse and pulse. And we're coming back through center, and we're going to twist and pulse and pulse. So again, you guys, you see I flew in from a meeting, still have my keys in my pocket. May hear them jingle here in a minute. I kicked off my high heels because I said no excuses. I'm going to show up and always be here for this May challenge. May have been a minute or two late. That's okay. We are still showing up, right? And twist and twist. Guess what we're going to do here? You can still do the saw even in your work clothes. So you're going to twist to your right and you're going to exhale round over. Now, you can see I'm extending my left arm and placing it against my thigh, and I'm pressing my back palm up to the ceiling, and you're going to hold here. And you're going to breathe. Your breath still moves you even when you're seated in a chair. So every exhale, you're going to rotate a little bit more. Now let your inhalation lift you up, fill you up, and then you're going to twist, and then you're going to rotate to the other side. And press up to the ceiling with that back hand and press into your leg with that right arm. We're doing one more. Inhaling, you're stacking up, you're twisting, you're exhaling up and over. Reach. So we're working definitely more in this seated challenge today. More of our upper body, more rotation, more breathing space. We always want to create more space, free up space mentally, physically, so that you can move better, you can think better, you can be more present as you start to move into your day. Now we're going to take our hands behind our head. Now we're going to add a leg lift. I do this all the time as well when I need a quick break. So inhale, prepare. Think of bird dog that we did yesterday. You get a big lift here. Now exhale, you're going to bring your elbow and your knee together. Inhale, you're going to lower the foot and open back up. And exhale, you're going to rotate. Inhale, you're going to lift. And exhale, you're going to rotate. Inhale, lift. Exhale, you're going to rotate. Oh, Irma, it's so wonderful to see you. So glad that you could join. I have missed you, my friend. We're doing one more each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale to rotate. So again, you guys, there are no excuses that you can always find the time to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of flow, even when the day feels like it's running at lightning speed and you're going from meeting to meeting. You can always take a moment and just pause and do some deep breathing, do some rotation, and it feels quite amazing. But guess what you can also do? You know, we've been doing our warm up in the hundreds. This is something, again, that I do quite often as well. I do this when I'm walking. I call this the seated version of the hundreds. And you can start off slowly and then start to incorporate your breathing. And then you can start to pick up the tempo depending on where you are. You may not want to be doing this at the office because guess what? It will kick in a little bit of heat in the body, just like it does when we're on our backs on the floor doing the hundreds. But you can just start to energize and it feels quite nice. So I'm going to pause and take in 3 deep breaths as we start this motion, and I'll go a little faster too. So you definitely have to keep your core lifted and engaged. Otherwise, you'll be just really bouncing all over your chair. And it will be an inhale and an exhale. And yes, I'm always loving to open my chest up towards the ceiling, especially when I'm needing a break from hovering over the keyboard or driving and all of the heavy traffic that was out there today in our area here in North Carolina. And the last breath. So by now, if you're doing this, you guys just try it. It should be giving you that internal shower, that little heat wave that gives you that energy and that oxygen, and it's got your blood flowing. And that is the flow that we are looking for. Again, and no excuses, where you are, you can always stop and pause and get a quick little 10 to 15 minute energy burst, no matter where you are. All right, so there is just a little bit of flow that we are going to do. We're going to end it today with your arms going up to the ceiling. This is going to be a standing or a seated roll down. We usually do it standing. Your arms are going to lift up. I want you to feel like you have suspension straps up into your ceiling. You can even look up with your lift. Now we're going to start to roll down, reaching over towards the floor, towards your feet. I've disappeared probably. We're going to hold here and just breathe again into your back. One more deep breath. And then you're slowly going to start to stack it up. I'm going to take my arms behind my back. I have interlaced my fingers behind my back. And then I'm going to reach back behind me. And if you need to scoot to the edge of your chair, you can do that. But you're going to lift up to open up your chest, pulling your hands apart so you feel your interlaced fingers trying to pull apart. And deep breathe. This is a really nice stretch across the chest and in the shoulders. And you can go ahead and come on out of that, and voila. There is our quick little 10 to 15 minute flow, even when you're on the go and running in with your keys still in pocket, kicking off your high heels, or your shoes, you can find the time to move and flow into mental wellness. So make it an amazing Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 11 a.m. or thereabout Eastern time. And until then, make it a good one. We'll see ya. Bye.